bass.
Me and my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. Me and my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back. Hey, that's the back song. We here.
Is that a Chili's commercial?
It doesn't matter. It's a dysfunctional.
No, you got to sing the whole thing.
Episode.
I like that song.
It's an episode. It's not a commercial.
Because it ends with barbecue sauce, right?
This has nothing to do with barbecue sauce. This has to do with our relationship and our family and our parenting.
That too, but
welcome. If you are
bienvenido. My little sprinkle of Espanol.
She's been working on the Spanish, y'all. Listen, if you are new to our channel, we appreciate you. Please hit that subscribe button. Make sure you like, make sure you comment, engage with us. You know what I mean? Not just to boost the algorithm, but just so that we know what's going on in the minds, the hearts of our listenership. If
and to boost the algorithm.
Okay. Yeah, that too. And for all those that are listening on all podcast platforms, make sure y'all download the episodes. Make sure y'all like and follow us as well. Dysfunctional Family Podcast is lit. So what we getting into today? So
well, you answering your own question?
I'm answering my own question.
I was going to tell them, and then you just like,
you want to tell them?
Do you want me to tell them? You sound like you want to tell them.
Well, just in case somebody's new, tell them your name first.
Hi guys, my name is Amanda.
I'm Dashawn. We didn't do that at the beginning. We should have done that. But let's get into this episode. Today we're scoffing about no bombs, please. Today we're scoffing about heartbreak. Okay, dealing with heartbreak. Why are we talking about this?
Oh, me?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Oh, okay.
You want me to do it?
You want me to do it?
This is good relationship compromise right here. You know what I'm saying? We're teaching y'all lessons y'all don't even know we dropping.
All right, I'll introduce the anecdote, and then you can get into the meat of it.
Let's do it.
So we know Kim Ye has broken up, and it's a lot going on with recently, especially with Kanye and how he's handling the divorce and the breakup on social media, posting things on Instagram and Twitter, and making threats to Kim's new boyfriend, and coming at Kim for parenting, and just, it's a lot. I try to stay out of it, but you kind of can't avoid knowing about certain aspects of it, just with the way people, share information. But yes, and Kim Ye's broken up, and
yeah, and we're not really a platform that deals with like current events like that, right? But I think there was a couple elements that were important here that we extrapolated from this situation that we felt important to talk to and talk through and share with you all. I think one, there's like an element of healthy or appropriate ways to deal with separation or deal with some type of heartbreak that you guys deal with or that someone may deal with. I said deal with a lot, right? But then I also think there's an element of who's impacted, because you aren't just, you're not just an entity by yourself, but you were once an item with someone, and there's a community connected to you as an item,
especially with them being celebrities.
Right?
You know what I mean? Because if we break up
economically,
I'm sure our families would be, caught in the midst. But if we were famous or more famous, and we broke up, there are, like you said, there's just a bigger audience of people who are connected to the relationship and how it, flourishes or doesn't flourish.
Yeah, and I would say this. I think the goal of this episode, we'll see where it goes, but I think the goal of this episode is definitely to help us think through, because we're all going to deal with some type of heartbreak, right? Even if we stay together, there's going to be a letdown, right? Eventually, you'll let me down in something because you're just human. Eventually, I'll let you down because I'm human.
Yeah.
So whether divorce is the outcome or separation is the outcome or breakup is the outcome or whatever someone's situation is now, heartbreak is inevitable when you're in love, because true love requires a lot of vulnerability.
Yeah.
And it's vulnerable because you're putting your heart in the hands of someone who can make mistakes.
Yeah.
And heartbreak is an inevitable element of relationship, no matter how good the relationship is. I think we have a great relationship. I'd be a lie if I sat here and said, you never broke my heart. I'd be a lie if I said here, I never did something wrong and broke yours. But as your sweatshirt says, broken hearts still beat.
Shout out to Citizens of Heaven.
I didn't even set that up like that. That's just the rapper in me. Bars and bombs. But yeah, let's go deeper with this. Right?
Yes. So I mean, just in kind of looking at their situation, Kanye, that is, I think they're
not an item anymore. You got to separate their names.
Kanye West and Kim Kardashian West. It kind of begs the question, like, what came first, the chicken or the egg? You know what I mean? Because we see that Kanye's responding or reacting or, has certain behaviors and trends as he's dealing with and coping with the divorce. And same, Kim is, dealing with it in her own way also. But you kind of got to question, is Kim safeguarding herself and the children because of like Kanye's toxic past and just a pattern of toxic behavior? Or is Kanye reacting because he really didn't do much of anything to warrant Kim to put up this barrier to not allow him to see his children and, just keeping him away as a father, not even on a husband level, because, they're going through what they're going through, but he's trying to see his children and he's trying to still parent on a certain level, and he doesn't want North on TikTok, and he can't get that through the kid. Well, whose fault is it? What came? Who came first? The toxic behavior or the barrier?
Yeah,
you know what I
mean. I think that's a great question. I don't know if I'm the one to answer it, but I'll respond. I think that
and not just specific to them, but just like on a broader scope. Usually, absolutely. What is it? Is it the toxic behavior and reactions, or is it a provoking of these behaviors to come out of someone?
I think it's both. I think it can be both. I think that some of the reactions we're seeing online from Kanye that are just really over the top are something that we might see in a lot of people who haven't dealt with previous tragedy or previous heartbreak the right way.
Yeah.
So if you haven't dealt with it or unpacked it or went to therapy or found some kind of spiritual direction or something of that sort, what ends up happening is you don't really find healthy ways. You just keep exercising the same things. So we've seen rants from Kanye before, right? Like this is the thing is historically, this is not new.
Yeah. Outside of his marriage.
We've seen rants. So yeah, there may be some safeguarding on Kim's end. Like, I'm not bringing this kind of energy around my children. And as a mother, she's trying to protect them. Yeah. Right. But then there is an element of this where how much of this is Kanye's response to feeling isolated?
Yeah.
Right? Feeling like I'm pushed out. When you feel like that, you start trying to shoot back.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that I felt very uncomfortable with as a man seeing him do. You know what I mean? I just like, as a father, I just couldn't, talk about you a certain way online, even if we're going through something.
Yeah.
But I'm also not here to judge, right? I'm here to just assess and give my opinion. And here's what I think. I think that some of what we're seeing, no matter how much we disagree with it, is a response to him feeling isolated by his family, I think.
I agree.
Though we have a history of mental health issues, though we have a history of, seeing Kanye have rants about several things from the Taylor Swift stuff to valid things like George Bush didn't care about black people it's a history of things that have been healthy and productive for our community and some that have been toxic for his own well-being.
I agree.
Right. But we've seen the public falling out with him and Jay-Z. That's not a marriage, but it's a relationship.
Yeah.
It's a brotherhood. It's a, and we saw him go on 20-minute rants to people that paid hundreds of dollars to come see him. He went on a 20-minute rant, stopped the music, and just started talking about Jay-Z.
Yeah.
So this is not new. So Kim obviously has some history of how he acts when he's going through something like this. And that's kind of like how relationships work, y'all. Like, you do get a grasp of how your lover responds to certain things.
Yeah.
And sometimes you put up walls when you're like done dealing with that.
Yeah, like if you dealt with this major life issue in this way, God forbid you and I go through a major situation in our relationship, I'm going to kind of expect you to react the same way. So like you said, it could be a precautionary measure. It's like, you know what, you did this when such and such happened. Now that you and I are going through something, let me put these measures in place beforehand just to protect my sanity and protect my children from, trauma that they may face years down the line once they understand the full scope of what's happening.
Yeah. And I mean, bringing children up, I think that's a perfect segue. Like, I can do it too, but can you talk a little bit more about just the impact of our reactions on the next generation? Like, how do you feel about the kids in this situation, right?
I feel,
or Saint, and they got a bunch of kids.
4 or
Shy,
5?
right?
Psalm.
Yeah, they got a few.
Saint,
4?
Psalm. 4?
We ain't doing research on how many kids they got. But I know
it doesn't matter.
We know there's kids
they
involved,
got kids.
Right?
But I think,
as a parent, like talk a little bit from that context.
Yeah, because it is important. Like you said, our response and our reaction, especially to like a divorce, it doesn't affect just Kanye and Kim. It affects the children just as much, and we have to consider how are their reactions to each other affecting not only themselves, like how is Kanye's behavior and Kim's affecting not only themselves, affecting each other. How is it affecting their children? You know what I mean? Because now, like, the children can be paranoid about anything that they're doing. If they do have social media, when they become, quote unquote, of age, whatever of age is in this age, 12, 13, whatever, they can become paranoid. Well, daddy's going to be following my account and judging everything that I do. Insecure and self-conscious and obsessive. Like, all of these things just to kind of, safeguard the reactions that you see your parents, how they're reacting and dealing with the breakup.
That leads me. Can we pod? Can we pod for real?
Yeah, he go with pod.
Yeah, we get when I say can we pod, I mean, like, I want to go deeper.
Okay.
This has a lot to do. Let's move aside from them. Let's get out of the current events a little bit. This, I can't help but think about how important it is. Now, obviously, this is not I want to throw this disclaimer out here real quick before I make this point. This is not about parents who have dealt with like severe traumatic abuse from the father or mother of your children, or some type of severance that was the result of like, something really extreme and traumatic.
Right.
I'm talking about people whose relationships just didn't work out. Yeah. Right. This is really, really a moment for us to take in. How do you talk about your spouse in front of your children if you're a parent?
That's important.
Right? Like,
that's important, man.
I think it's really critical for us to, what's the image of even if you break up, the baby mama that your mother ain't on.
Yeah.
Right?
Just like your daddy.
Yeah. And it's like, obviously I'm not coming from a context where something really traumatic happened that was terrible, that is not a person they should be looking up to.
Right.
But I think that a lot of times we give the person we laid with to make a child a way worse rap than we need to in front of the child. And now that child grows up with the mindset about that parent that's really influenced about how they dealt with you. And it has nothing to do with how they dealt with the child.
Yeah. Because you could be a horrible husband, a horrible wife, but be the most amazing mother or father. Right. You know what I mean? Just because we didn't work out doesn't mean that I'm not giving my children the best me that I can.
Exactly. And sometimes we'll try to influence our children to think about our spouse in the way that they think about us. And the capacity that you serve me is not the same capacity that you serve my daughters.
Absolutely.
The capacity that I serve you is not the same capacity that I serve my daughters. Yeah. So it's unfair of me to force and inundate you with an image about your spouse.
Yeah. Yeah.
In front of your children when they may not be that way with the children. From what I see, going back, circle back to the root of this, from what I see, the children still love their father.
Yeah.
From what I've seen, I don't know. But from what I've seen, most recently, North was chilling, kicking it at the Super Bowl with her dad. Looked like she was having a great time.
I mean, and they're also at the age where they don't really understand. They may not fully because how old is North?
I have no idea.
Not 10, right?
I don't even know how many kids they have, so I can't.
I don't even think she's 10 yet. Or if she is, like,
right.
At most 10. But, like, they're also at an age where they may not understand how the divorce is affecting Kim and Kanye. So, like, they just don't have the context or the information to understand how their parenting might affect, you know what I mean? I'm not really saying it right, but they're just not at the age yet where they can fully grasp how the divorce is affecting each other.
Like affecting them as adults.
Right.
Got you.
So they're still children. So of course the Super Bowl is going to be fun, whatever.
Yeah.
At 8, 9, 10 years old, the Super Bowl is going to be fun. I'm going, having these great seats to this major event. At 8, 9 years old, or however old North is, but at 15, if they're breaking up and I know mommy and daddy are arguing, I may not enjoy the Super Bowl the same because I understand intimate relationships a little bit differently.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. But yeah, if I could give anything to parents out there, even when man and I are having differences, as a parent, I do my best to try to not talk bad about Amanda in front of the children, especially if what she's done only impacts me. Right? Like if it's not something that like the kids would understand, like, why didn't you such and such? And it's a personal, like, adult issue. Because I didn't get off work till such and such. Like, that ain't got nothing to do with it. Like,
I don't care.
Try not to like tarnish the image of their heroes in their eyes, unless there's
it's an important word.
Unless there's like context to support that. Like, hey, this person is no good for our lives because of this reason. This is why we need to create some distance. But I think if it's just like general adult disagreement,
leave them kids out of it.
We got to be careful of like tarnishing the image of the dads and the moms in the eyes of the kid when they don't got nothing to do with this. You know what I mean? So keep them out of it.
Let them enjoy their hero. You know what I mean? Just let them be kids and soak in the information and the love and the memories and the experiences that they can without having an afterthought or a back thought of, wait, is daddy going to do X, Y, and Z while we're at the park? Or is mommy going to do X, Y, and Z while we're at the movies or, you know, whatever?
Yeah. That has me thinking about us too, though. We've been at it for a long time. You know what I'm saying?
not tired yet.
For those that don't know, man and I, we met in high school, so this March 29th makes 8 years of marriage. Drop a fake bomb on them. We've been together for a while, and when I think about like moments we've broken up, right? 18 years of relationship before marriage.
18 times.
The breakups, especially like during college years. One of the things that used to drive me crazy, I'm gonna keep it a bean with you. Feel free to.
I feel like don't say nothing crazy about me.
No. I have to say this, and I gotta keep it a stack.
Remember, you going home with me, so like.
Yeah. We good now.
Crazy.
We good now though. But when we broke up, there was like a really like lengthy time when we were trying to get our lives together and things like that, and we had a hard time giving each other space at first. In particular, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay. You would have a hard time giving me my space when I was trying to get my head right. You know what I mean? But like, I think it's helpful for the audience. Like, it's probably obvious, but like, what do you think that comes from? Like a breakup or heartbreak? Why was it hard for you to give me space when we did have breakups? I'll explain on my end too. But.
I think for me, one of the most important things to address is that we were 18? Like at the start of the breakup. So though we had been together for like 4 years at that point already, you kind of can't, you're still vulnerable. You're still, a baby in a sense at 18 and you get used to routine. So you don't want to lose something that you're familiar with or comfortable with and just thinking about, you hear your friends talking about who are like single or still searching, and how guys just ain't no good, really, especially at that age, and not wanting to start fresh and start over. Wow. And knowing that I had something good, we just had this thing that separated us that we needed to work through. But it's like, I'd rather us work through this fast so we can get back together than me have to like potentially, like, if we drift away, and what if we don't drift back together? I'm not trying to go out there and find somebody who I have to learn again, and you know what I mean, and get vulnerable with again. And I just didn't want to start over. You know what I mean? Like, I knew that I had something good in you, and I trusted that we had something good together. It was like, all right, so let's just hurry up. Let's just fix it. You know what I mean?
Got you. I mean, the danger in that, and I'll explain, like, when I had my moments of, like, trying to give you space, and I struggled to do it as well, I'll explain that. But the danger in that I saw was it made me more distant from you at the time.
It did.
You know what I mean? Yeah. I started to become like really callous, like, yo, leave me alone. You know
like, what I'm emotionally. Saying? Like, we would still kind of hang out.
Yeah,
but
absolutely. We would still see each other at church and things like that. But it was like, leave me alone kind of sometimes. And then me, I think, on the flip side, when I had my, like, weak moments, I'm like, yo, let's just hang out. You know what I mean? We ain't together, though, but let's just hang out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like,
just toxic.
I'm messy. But
we both were.
I think it's similar. Like, knowing you have something good, and then, like, seeing what's on the market and not wanting to, like, and it didn't feel like, oh, this is the best I could get, like a settling. It was just more like, I think this is the best there is. I'm just mad about what you did.
Yeah.
And at that young age, it was more like I couldn't get over the I'm mad about what you did part, or mad about what you said part, and it got stuck there. You know what I'm saying? But overall, I think I agree with you that sometimes when you know what you have, you don't want to waste time.
Yeah, but you have to work through them. But you got to work through those messy, nasty, ugly emotions to get to the other side. Like, you got to work through it.
Yeah. And I think also, let me say this. I don't know if I really knew how to express my emotions.
I don't think either of us did.
But I also, but I don't think either of us did. But here's what I will say. Even though we didn't know how to express our emotions, I would say that as a man in society, I'm taught that I should not express mine. So even though you don't know how to express yours, you could have cut my car tires. It would have been justified. You could have busted the windows of my car. And I'm like, girl, you know, he wasn't no good. Right? You could have did. Shout out to Jasmine Sullivan.
Yeah, no, I got to sing. A little Spanish, a little singing. I'm sorry to cut you off.
You could have did all that stuff.
And it would have been like, girl, yes, do you. He deserved it.
Exactly. Whereas me, it was like, yo, bro, you let her get to you?
Yeah.
You soft?
Yeah. You see her? Like, nah.
She making you cry? You know what I mean? And it's like, we got to really address, I mean, that's a whole different episode, but we really got to address, like, men and their expression of emotion.
Absolutely. Because, like, let's just think about, like, while we're talking about current events and current affairs and celebrities, like, for instance, Will Smith and Tyrese. When Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith had the red table talk?
Red table.
And, you know, they had their entanglement conversation around,
August Alsina.
Y'all know I don't keep up. August Alsina, and you know, there were all of these memes, and they, not to say they weren't funny, but all of these memes came out about Will Smith and how you can tell he was still working through, you know, they may have forgiven each other, but you can tell that he was still working through whatever they had gone through. Like, those emotions were still fresh. It was all over that man's face. And the internet just interneted, you know?
Tore him up.
And Tyrese, when his baby mother wasn't letting him see his daughter or whatever the situation was, and he's, you know, recording him. I don't know if he was live or the video got posted. He's like, well, what more do you want from me? And it's like, and they trolled him too. And it's like, these people, and their emotions were so justified. Like, Will, your wife slept with another man. And I'm sure he slept with somebody else too. Tyrese, you want to see your daughter who you love. Like, and as a father, you deserve to be in her life. And here they are. They've probably exhausted all options of trying to, you know, reach out to, you know, and settle the situation privately. And now that they go public, I'm sure that Instagram wasn't, you know, Tyrese's first choice, but, you know, he took it there because he was probably at his breaking point. And the internet just ragtag these men. They're not allowed to feel what they feel for being hurt.
You make valid points. And that's what I'm saying. I think when we had our little breakups pre-marriage, I didn't know how to react because I was told I couldn't react. Whereas you had justification. And those are the norms that are societal that have to be dismantled. They have to be dismantled in terms of, is a man allowed to show that he's upset about something without it having to look like anger and aggression, without me having to punch a hole through a wall and be like, that's how you get it out. You know what I mean?
Like, no, I'm sad.
I can shed some tears sometimes. You know what I mean? If my heart got broke, I can shed some tears.
Man.
You know what I mean? And I think that kind of brings us back full circle to some of the reactions that we see Kanye having. A lot of them may be expressions of not being allowed to react in a way that society accepts. And then now when he goes over the top, it's now like...
Now he's crazy.
Now he's crazy. You know what I mean? And he does have mental health issues. He's diagnosed and things like that. We know there's science to support it. But there's also some other societal norms that I think limit and restrict how a man is allowed to express his heartbreak. And there's just a lot more variance for women, and men are human too.
Yes.
And we have to allow that amount of variance and expression for men, you know? I think if I had to close this out, I would say, our reactions to pain, especially from somebody that we love, our reactions to pain, they can't be about right now. We can't react based on how we want that person to feel right now all the time.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the right now reactions have long-term effects. They have long-term effects. They either hurt our image, they mess up business in the if you're at the level that Kanye or Kim is at. But it on a smaller scale, they tarnish the image of how some of our family or children may see us, or it may sever relationships with people that we really, really love. So just being mindful of who's connected to us and how we're reacting when we do deal with heartbreak, finding healthy ways to kind of express our emotions and deal with our emotions. And when I say healthy, I don't mean getting over it.
No,
I mean feeling it.
Feel it.
But not hurting others because
of how
we
you
feel hurt.
That's good. That's good. Well, this was good. I'm good. Y'all
right.
good? Y'all good?
I'm good.
All right.
No, we getting into
it. You know what tiempo it is?
No, that's a terrible Spanish sentence. It's this or that time. Let's get to it.
Let's get to it.
You want to start with the first question?
Might as well. All right. Would you rather your spouse be funny but short-tempered, or never get angry but they're boring? So they're funny, but they might get angry at you really quickly. Or they never get angry, but they're very boring.
Dang.
All right,
here we go.
Hold on, me. Ready?
Set.
Go. I said funny and short-tempered.
NGA and boring.
What?
Never get angry and boring.
You rather me be boring? I need to laugh.
At the expense of
just be mad at me. You're just gonna have to be mad at me and we'll get over it because I need to laugh. Just
crazy toxic.
Boring? Nah,
that's toxic. Bro, that is so toxic.
No, I just think that I would find ways to deal with like what triggers you, because it's not that it doesn't say that you're like unjustifiably angry. You know what I mean? Like if you're short-tempered,
if it's short-tempered, that means they kind of like they're short-circuited like things that should not make them angry. They kind of
I need to laugh. Spare me that. I need to laugh.
You sound wild right now. Here's my take on this. I'd rather be short-tempered. I mean, I'd rather have my spouse never get angry and be boring because I'm fun.
But that's
so I can still add the element of fun that we need. You know what I'm saying? My thing is this: I do have concerns about somebody that never gets angry.
Yeah, that's you're right.
That means they don't. Anger is sometimes a sign that you care passionately about something, right? Sometimes it's a matter of you not being able to control yourself. But anger is also a sign that there's something you care about.
Yes.
So I do have some concerns about somebody that does not get angry at all.
Yeah, you're right.
But I think my concern about somebody that gets angry at everything,
not at everything,
but short tempered. It's like almost like the opposite is how we have to look at it. It's never get angry, or you just short tempered because you get angry very quickly.
I'm gonna just be laughing while you mad. Next question.
Toxic, bro. You are toxic. We're gonna have to talk about this. All right. Would you rather document your life using only pictures or only videos? That's kind of crazy because we kind of talked about Kanye and the Genius.
Oh yeah, we just started
dropped on Netflix.
We didn't finish it yet, but so far, man,
it's kind of good. So here we go.
Only pictures or only videos?
It's pretty easy for me, to be honest.
Yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oh my god! I say, where am I at? Videos.
Pop-up video.
Oh,
y'all remember pop-up video? On VH1? Was it VH1?
Yeah, VH1. Ooh, I used to try to, and then that last bubble at the end where you had to like read all of that information.
Yeah, youngins don't know about pop-up video. Pop-up video is this show on VH1 that...
Nah, let them do their research. Don't tell them.
Yeah, YouTube pop-up video is youngins.
Oh, man.
Youngins. All right, here we go. Number 3.
Would you rather take a friend on our family vacation or go with a friend on their family's vacation?
This is easy.
Is it?
Yes.
Yeah, I feel like it was kind of easy too.
Take a friend.
Bring a friend. Yeah. Because I feel like, yeah, I'd rather bring a friend.
You know why? I'll give you my rationale. I'm an adult, right?
I don't like the way you started.
I'm an adult, right?
That's crazy.
So since I'm an adult,
I don't like it.
I'm like harder to adjust to things because like I have more like life experience, so it's harder to please me, right? So when I have to come into your space, there's more adjustment that has to be made to accommodate me.
Nah, you know what it is?
You coming into my space where 50% of my family is children, 2 kids, 2 adults. There's like a higher chance of like you just blending with them because they're just fun. But me coming with you, I don't know who's there. It could be more adults.
If it's your friend, then you know
but they might have some
kind of but you have some kind of reference to what their family is like. Otherwise, they wouldn't be your friends.
Man, just roll with us, man. My kids.
And I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. He's saying that, but the reason why he would want to bring a friend is because when we go on vacation, he don't want to do nothing. He wants to do nothing.
What?
It's like we paid thousands of dollars for him to just want to stay in a hotel. All he wants to do, I have to beg this man to like get out, to go to eat dinner. He will stay in a hotel room and order a breakfast, lunch, and dinner room service.
What?
And Netflix and chill all day. He hates.
Strongly disagree.
He works hard, so when he goes on vacation, he sees it as a time to rest, not a time to like go out and do stuff.
Let me tell you something. This woman is fibbing so hard right now. I don't be liking to go to beaches.
It's not just the beach. It's not just the beach.
You always want to be on the beach.
Vitamin D. Like
I take vitamin D every day.
Yeah, but I need the sun.
And I love the sun. I can get the sun going other places. You always want to be on the beach.
This is not I didn't say nothing about the beach. So I said nothing about the beach.
But that's what you're referencing because any other place that you want to go, I'm down with.
Thank y'all for tuning into episode 18.
Yo, I'm not done. She's lying, and she's just
don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment.
About her not making me look bad in front of the public, in front of the children, but you're gonna make me look bad in front of the public, like I'm some lazy, no good for nothing father and husband who doesn't add any spark and any fun to his wife's life. All right, I'm just playing. I don't be liking to do it.
That's it. It's a wrap. I'm not. It's crazy.